Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. So guys, Canelo Alvarez. Boxing's going crazy. Guys, before I get into it, smash the like button, please. I really appreciate the support. Smash the like button on all the videos I put up. A Teofimo Vasily Lomachenko. Go and give that videos love. Go and comment on it. Go watch it. Share it. Hit the like button. And do the same for this video. Hit the like button. Hit the like button for all my videos. I really appreciate it. It really helps the channel. Really helps me get out there. So if you can smash the like button on my previous video and this video, I'd really appreciate it. It really helps the algorithm. Really helps the channel. As you guys know, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel as well. As you guys know, if you haven't subscribed, that we do live streams where the fans can come on and give their say. So make sure to smash the like button, guys, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit the notification bell as well. And yeah, let's just keep growing our community, keep growing. I think I felt like my channel is now over 15,000 subs, and I've come a long way. We've come a long way. You guys are obviously showing love and support to the channel. That's why the channel is growing. The more you guys keep liking the video, sharing the video, subscribing, the more my channel will keep growing, man. And I can't appreciate it. I can't have done it without you. So I appreciate all the support, all the great messages, man. I've been getting some really good messages. You're really unbiased. We really love your content. That stuff makes me, motivates me, and it makes me want to upload more videos, and makes me work even harder. Makes me, interview people, get content ready, edit some of the videos, some of the live streams, and put up some of the exciting stuff, in small snippets like I did with the Android Canelo stuff. I thought that piece was brilliant. And to be honest, that video got a good reaction. It was Christian, Mike, and Ray, and everyone going back and forth. And I'm going to do more of that, probably cut things out and upload them, because some things are very compelling viewing. Some things are very, very exciting to watch, and that was definitely one. But yeah, guys, the boxing world is going crazy. Canelo Alvarez has been called out by Vitor Belfort, the guy that beat Vander Holyfield. The 44-year-old MMA fighter has called out Canelo Alvarez, saying that Canelo Alvarez won't have the cojones to fight him at 185 pounds. It's actually become a bit of a circus, and I don't know what boxing is going down. Now, I don't have a problem with it, but when you have like Vitor Belfort, who's 44-year-old MMA fighter, calling out Canelo Alvarez, and he actually thinks that is a sensible fight, I just think boxing is going in the wrong direction as far as I'm concerned. I think as boxing fans, I don't know whether this is that good for boxing. I'll let you guys decide. I don't know if that's good for boxing, to be honest with you. But all I'm gonna say is that, yeah, listen, if tomorrow Justin Bieber wants to fight Canelo Alvarez, will we make that fight just because Justin Bieber's got a lot of followers? And that's what it's going down. Boxing is it's starting to become about who's more popular rather than who's actually good at the sport. That's what it seems like to me. It seems like that if you've got a following and you want to make a few quid, you can jump inside a boxing ring and make huge amount of money. That's what it seems like to me. Jake Paul, who was a massive YouTuber, has managed to get into the sport, and he's making a massive wave. There's negotiations starting between him and Tommy Fury, and now you've got. I haven't really minded all of this stuff, and if you look at my videos, I don't really mind all of this stuff. However, when I saw a Vander Holyfield fight against Vitor Belfort on the weekend, that really got to me. I didn't like that. Because Vander Holyfield's a legend, and to see him get beat up like that just doesn't sit well with me. That doesn't sit well with me. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. And that upset me. So I don't really want to see that. I don't really want to see stuff like that. And Vitor Belfort, if he was to fight Canelo, it doesn't matter what weight, Canelo would do the same to him. He's an MMA fighter. It doesn't matter how big you are, your muscles. It doesn't mean anything. Just because he beat a nearly 60-year-old Evander Holyfield, who everyone could clearly see wasn't he, like, they're shot. Like, Mike Tyson isn't the fighter he was, but Mike Tyson can still, move around in the ring. Evander Holyfield you could tell from the way he was hitting the bag, the way he was hitting the pads. It's, you know, he hasn't got it anymore. He shouldn't be fighting. And Vitor Belfort is calling out Canelo because he knows, you know, it's a big payday. But to be honest, I didn't even know, like, I don't know, Vitor Belfort may be someone big, but I'm going to be brutally honest with you guys. I don't really follow MMA. I don't even know who that guy is. I didn't even know who Vitor Belfort was. So I'm pretty sure maybe you guys can educate me. Maybe you guys know a bit more about Vitor Belfort and how big he is. But as far as I'm concerned, I didn't even know who he is until the weekend. You know, I probably heard the name, but it's not something that rings a bell or I can tell you anything about his career because I don't know. I genuinely don't know. You know, he shaped up well, but, you know, to be honest with you, I'm not... That sort of stuff I'm not interested in. Like, you know, like... I didn't even mind Tyson v. Jones because I thought Tyson v. Jones was actually... Tyson looked good to me. But yeah, I don't even mind the Jake Paul stuff and Tommy Fury, but some fans are getting sick of it, and some fans think boxing are going down the wrong direction. Some fans think that what's going on with boxing, we're starting to mix like these, what people will call gimmicks, with professional boxing because, you know, Billy Joe Saunders has fought on the undercard of Jake Paul. So are we going to start mixing these things? And this is what I was getting to. If tomorrow Justin Bieber calls out Canelo Alvarez, are we going to sanction that fight? You know, these things are... this is a dangerous sport. This isn't like you playing tennis with Roger Federer. You know, you're not going to get hurt. When you're in a boxing ring punching somebody in the head, you're going to get hurt. And Vitor Belfort, he's 44 years of age. And he's calling out Canelo, and it's like, I don't know, it's almost delusional. Like, you're not a boxer, and you're calling out a guy that's the best in the world. And even if Canelo fought him at 185, it ain't going to make no difference because that guy's not a boxer. He's not a boxer, and even if he's got some boxing skills, it's irrelevant. It's not going to be anywhere near the level of a... Like, you could put a guy that's 200 pound in with Canelo, a well-built 200 pound with decent boxing skills, and I guarantee you won't win. You could put a guy that's maybe top 30 in with Canelo, who are 200 pounds, and Canelo will beat him. You know, he may even beat a champion. Who knows? Canelo. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm all for exhibitions, and I'm all for this sort of stuff, but it's got to be competitive. The reason why I would be interested in Jake Paul and Tommy Fury, because I feel that's a competitive fight. Anything that I view as a competitive sporting event, I'm all for. Mayweather, Logan Paul, that again, I wasn't too, like, although I you know, did a video on it and stuff, I wasn't too into it because I don't look at that as a competitive, and it was an exhibition, but they told you before what it was. So I don't have a problem with that because they did tell you prior to it that it's an exhibition. They didn't say it was a proper fight. They told you it was an exhibition. So they already had informed you what it was, right? I don't have a problem with that. You knew there was no official scoring. There was nothing. It was just an exhibition fight. In terms of this, Canelo v. Vitor Belfort and stuff like this, Canelo v. Masvidal and all the stuff that, you know, Canelo v. Kamaru Usman, all of this stuff for me, I'm not interested in because I don't look at it as competitive for the sport. And I actually think it's dragging the sport back because just say if somebody gets hurt, just say if Vitor Belfort gets hurt in there, is that good for boxing? People are going to start questioning, why are you sanctioning a guy that's a professional boxer against a 44-year-old MMA fighter? We saw Floyd against Conor McGregor, and we saw how that ended. You know, you just can't, an MMA fighter can't compete with a boxer, especially a boxer in his prime. When Conor McGregor fought Floyd, he was out of his prime. You know, Canelo's in his prime. Imagine what a guy in his prime, someone as strong and as hard a puncher as Canelo would do. You know, it's dangerous, man. I just don't understand why people... I'm not okay with like that fight. Like I'm pretty sure I'd watch it. I'd watch it for sure. I'd watch it because that's just the way I am. I like entertainment. But that again, it's not something that would really excite me because it's not a competitive sporting event. I want to see something that I feel is a competitive sporting event. Like the Logan Paul, when I watch like normally when I see a big fight or I see a good fight or there's a big event, a big fight, I have butterflies in my stomach. When I saw Logan Paul Mayweather, there was no butterflies in my stomach. I didn't get that feel because it wasn't a competitive sporting event for me. So I didn't really get excited. Like, whenever Amir Khan fights, I always get the butterfly in my stomach. But when Amir Khan fought Billy Dib in his last fight, I didn't really get excited because I knew that wasn't going to be competitive. Even though whenever Amir Khan fights, I always seem to get nervous. But not in that one, not in that case, because I knew he was going to win. I knew it wasn't really a competitive sporting event. So when you know it's not a competitive sporting event, the fight and the event loses its appeal, really. Even the Conor McGregor Mayweather fight, although the fight was hyped up and, it was made out to be this, that, I didn't get that feel because I didn't view it as a competitive sporting event. A competitive sporting event is like Canelo Plant. I'm going to get butterflies because although Plant's a massive underdog, Plant's a in prime good boxer. And he may pull off the upset. He's capable of pulling off the upset. But now you put a 44-year-old Vitor Belfort in there with Canelo. Canelo, that's not a sporting event for me. It's not a competitive sporting event. And it was funny because Vitor Belfort said, Canelo is not gonna have the, he's basically trying to goad Canelo, But the thing is, Canelo's all about legacy. Canelo's not about all of that stuff. So Canelo wouldn't, because Canelo makes a lot of money anyway. And fighting Vitor Belfort isn't exactly gonna make Canelo big money, is it? Like I said, I didn't even know who the guy was. So it's not like Canelo fighting him is going to make him ridiculous amount of money where, it's like a Conor McGregor where Canelo could make hundreds of millions fighting him, because of Conor McGregor's appeal and pulling power. Vitor Belfort, like I said, I've not heard of him, so I don't know how much he would bring to the table. But I just think that with all this type of stuff, I think there's I think the right fights are okay. Like Jake Paul, Tommy Fury, that's fine. That's a competitive sporting event. Jake Paul could beat Tommy Fury. That's a competitive fight. Canelo v Vitor Belfort is not a competitive fight, is it? And the worst thing is it could be quite dangerous. And that's what we don't want for the sport of boxing. We don't want somebody getting hurt because that's when things are going to start getting questioned. That why is this fight, a 44-year-old MMA fighter fighting one of the best fighters in the world, being sanctioned? Who's sanctioning this? It's not, for me, it's just not practical. It's dangerous. When you start putting prime top fighters in there with MMA fighters, that for me is not safe. Because they're not, it's like if you were to put a tennis player in with a badminton player, it's going to be a mismatch, isn't it? And they play in a tennis court, it's going to be a mismatch. The badminton player has no chance. But at least in that situation, nobody's going to get hurt. In this situation, somebody could get hurt. So, yeah, I think these type of events and type of fights are okay, but they need to be, for me, I think what, for me, determines a good event, good fight is a competitive sporting event. I feel like I don't mind YouTubers fighting each other. Because when KSI Logan Paul fight, I thought it was good because it's a competitive sporting event. They're novices and they're not great skilled boxers, but it's a competitive sporting event. And that's what you want to see. You want to see something that's competitive. You don't want to see something that's a mismatch and you know who's going to win, because that, you won't have the butterflies in your stomach. You won't have that, anticipating what's going to happen. The debate with your friend. You're not going to have that. When it's a big fight, the reason why it's a big fight is because you can't wait for the fight. You're trying to picture how's the fight going to go. Who's going to do what. You're trying to picture all that stuff. But when you know it's a Mayweather McGregor, This is a one-sided fight. This isn't a fight. So there's no intrigue. There's no butterflies in your stomach. There's no anticipation. You know what's going to happen. So that's my take on it. What do you guys think? Canelo Alvarez being called out by Vitor Belfort. What do you guys make of it? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. Make sure to smash that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.